U.S. products like peanut butter, cranberries, and orange juice. So as we heard the opening bell ring just about 30 seconds ago, we see the market falling even more. The Dow down about 300 points. John, back to you.
Again, Christy Roman's here with me. We were down 300 a moment ago. Now 288. You know, I called this the Gary Cohn moan from Wall Street.
Groaned.
Yeah, you groaned. You mocked me, but it was true. The minute that announcement was made yesterday, you saw all these financial indicators react. He is their guy. Was their guy in the White House.
So look, he's a globalist, and if you are a Trump person, you say that's a bad word, globalist. But to stock market investors, globalism is a good thing because it's allowed the United States and a lot of other countries to grow and to prosper for many, many decades now. Gary Cohn is someone who many thought helped the president stay away from tariffs like that were announced last week until now. He helped usher in those tax cuts, which Wall Street loved. He wanted to work on that big infrastructure plan, which is not really going anywhere at the moment. You see other members of his economic team this morning, John, out there trying to soothe nerves before the opening bell. Stephen Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, was on TV talking about Canadian steel and that two-way trade with Canadian steel. And he said, assuming we get a new NAFTA deal, a different trade negotiation, they'll be exempted from some of these tariffs. You also saw Wilbur Ross, the Commerce Secretary, saying that the United States economy could use a little bit of inflation. If you see these tariffs spark a little bit of inflation, that could be a good thing. Maybe it will generate some new steel mills, and he's downplaying the overall impact. The most important thing here is retaliation, how other countries respond to these America First nationalist moves by the Trump administration. Without Gary Cohn there, you could see more America First and less let's work on this together.
And again, the market down about 240 points right now. Christine Romans, one of the things you always say to me is that, Wall Street is not America or all of America, but that doesn't mean that investors don't have, genuine American economic interests at heart right now in what concerns them. You're talking to Charlie Dent, congressman from Pennsylvania yesterday. You go to Hershey, they wrap every Hershey's Kiss in aluminum. And if the price goes up, that's a problem.
It will. And, Wilbur Ross was saying that he doesn't think all of those costs are going to be passed on to the end user. He thinks some of that's going to be absorbed. I don't know if I agree, because if producers can pass on the price to the consumers, they will. If it's just one little slice of the economy, just aluminum, just steel, will that help steel producers and aluminum producers? Yes. But you're absolutely right. It will hurt all of those people who use those products. And that's assuming there's not retaliation. Again, trade wars don't come from one tariff. They come when someone smacks you back for a tariff, and then you smack them back for that tariff. And then suddenly everyone's paying higher prices and consumers get hit.
Bourbon, U.S. jeans, Harley Davidsons, they could cost more in Europe, which could cost
soybeans, Midwest. You got to be concerned in the Midwest about agriculture, too.
Christine Romans, great to have you with us. Thanks very, very much. Alison Kosik down at the Exchange. Our thanks to you as well. He has been called a man of mystery. How a low-profile diplomat with ties to the Trump team is now involved with the special counsel's Russia probe. And major questions regarding the president's personal attorney this morning, one of which is how did he get secret information only meant for the House Intelligence Committee?
Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. Tylenol.
Ah, springtime. More color, more light. Let the sunshine in and frame it beautifully with fresh new window coverings. Just call your neighborhood experts and get the #1 provider of custom window coverings in North America, Budget Blinds. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Up to 15% on select window coverings. And only Budget Blinds gives you style and service for every budget. Go with the best. Go online or call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS and get a free consultation right at home. Let the sunshine in.
This is where life expresses itself as an endless flow of energy. Are you ready? Atlantis. Bahamas at heart.
Book by March 15th for the best summer rates at 1-800-ATLANTIS or AtlantisBahamas.com.
Natrol Melatonin, the #1 selling melatonin brand in America, is the 100% drug-free way to promote healthier, more restful sleep. Go ahead, own your health with Natrol.
Another month?
There are procedures. Well, they will come.
Oh, is that what I tell the investors?
Tell them we don't have to do this one country at a time. BDO says the approval process is similar throughout Latin America.
So parallel tracks.
If we have first-hand experience in each country.
And BDO can find these people.
BDO has these people.
People who know BDO.
Liberty Mutual saved us almost $800 when we switched our auto and home insurance.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, they saved us a ton, which gave us a little wiggle room in our budget.
Wish our insurance did that. Then we could get a real babysitter instead of your brother.
Hey, welcome back. This guy, right?
Yes.
Ellen.
That's my robe.
You could save $782 when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Introducing Dell Cinema, technology with incredible color, sound, and streaming. Just as the creators intended. Up to $200 off at Dell.com.
For you, it's always leap over look, now over later, and pause, not even in your vocabulary. So when a cold sore tingle strikes, you act on it. Only Abreva can heal a cold sore in as little as 2.5 days when used at the first sign. It starts to work immediately to block the virus and protect healthy cells. Nothing heals a cold sore faster. And because Abreva acts on it, you can too. Act on it with Abreva.
American Dynasties, The Kennedys, premieres Sunday at 9 on CNN.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
What if you could lose fat in just a few hours?
I don't know what to say. I'm just in shock.
You can with Sono Bello.
It seems no matter how much you work out or diet, there are parts of your body that just don't seem to change.
I went to the gym, I worked out at home, I bought videos.
No matter what I did, that bulge was still there.
With its advanced micro-laser technology,
Sono Bello gently removes that targeted fat and shapes your body for life-changing results.
as America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, Sono Bello has performed over 100,000 personalized body and facial procedures, helping tens of thousands of people change their lives.
After 5 years trying to get rid of that roll of fat, Sono Bello did it in one day.
Call for your free no-obligation consultation today and get $250 off your Sono Bello body.
Payment plans are available.
Call 888-470-4969 or go to sonobello.com.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
A new figure emerging in the Russia investigation, and maybe an important figure. The special counsel now getting cooperation from a diplomat with ties to the United Arab Emirates after stopping him at Dulles Airport outside Washington in January. CNN's Shimon Prokupecz in Washington has this story. Lay this out for us, Shimon.
Yeah, John. So, this George Nader is this guy who basically has connections to political circles here. He's been doing some work for the UAE. He's done some other political work, sort of as a foreign policy advisor with ties to Washington, D.C. He has an apartment here in Washington, D.C., but he's been this mystery figure that sort of fell off the face of the planet. No one knew that he was even involved in any of this. And then just in January, he was stopped at Dulles Airport by the FBI, where he was questioned for several hours, handed a search warrant for his electronic devices, and then he was given a grand jury subpoena to appear before this grand jury that's been investigating the Trump campaign and Russian influence. And we've learned that he's been cooperating with the special counsel investigation, providing information to the grand jury on his ties to the UAE, and 2 meetings that investigators have long had questions about that occurred during the Trump transition. Now, one of them occurred in New York City in December 2016 and involved key Trump aides, Stephen Bannon, Jared Kushner, and Michael Flynn, and the Crown Prince, who flew in secretly without notifying U.S. officials. And then there was a second meeting that investigators have also been looking at, which occurred in the Seychelles, where Nader again was with the Crown Prince, Trump supporter Erik Prince, and a Russian with ties to Vladimir Putin. Now, the nature of these meetings have long been a concern to the FBI and intelligence officials, and Nader's cooperation certainly a significant step in this investigation, especially with the fact that he's providing information to the grand jury as Mueller continues to investigate foreign influence on the Trump transition and campaign, John.
Again, this investigation doesn't appear to be getting smaller. and it doesn't appear to be getting any closer to finished, at least as we can see right now. Shimon Prokupecz, thanks so much for being with us. I appreciate it. New this morning, a senior White House official tells CNN that sanctions against Russia for cyber meddling could come as early as next week. This after President Trump claimed yesterday that Russian meddling had no impact on the vote in the last election. Joining me now is Republican Congressman Tom Marino of Pennsylvania. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us. You know, CNN reporting that the White House could ask for these new sanctions as soon as next week. What's the rush? I mean, it's been nearly 2 years now since we first got news that Russia meddled in the election. Should they speed this up?
Well, we certainly need sanctions against Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and I don't think that we should wait any longer for these. As far as what's being reported, you know, I take with a pound of salt what's being reported as far as sources. I'm a former prosecutor, and there's been a lot of talk about what Mueller's doing, what he's not doing, and sanctions. Listen, Mueller is not letting anyone know what he knows, and that's what it should be. And we should enforce these sanctions, and tougher sanctions as well.
Tougher sanctions on Russia for election meddling, independent of what Robert Mueller is doing, except I suppose he indicted 13 Russians, for Russian election meddling last year, just specifically on the Mueller investigation, because it's interesting, you say as a former federal prosecutor, it's good we don't know exactly what he's doing. If, and you're not going to mind this hypothetical because I'm not asking you to comment on the hypothetical itself, but if he is asking about the United Arab Emirates, if he is asking questions, about maybe Jared Kushner's business meetings, if he's asking questions about the president's business meetings, does that go beyond where you are comfortable with the Russia investigation?
Again, as a former prosecutor, the public does not know, the media does not know the plan that special counsel Mueller has going. You turn over one rock and it leads you to a couple of other rocks. So as I did the same thing in investigations, lead me to one issue, and it may be good, it may not be good.
Yeah, the other reason I was asking is because there are people, Republicans, who say that if 2 or 3 or 4 more rocks are turned over, that is going too far. They just want to see the one rock. But I'm not going to press more on that because I do want to ask you about what's been going on in the White House. The Gary Cohn departure, the week after Hope Hicks announced she was leaving. There's questions about General Kelly and how he's run